Hi, today we are going to configure a remote VPN and for authentication we're gonna use Microsoft Active Directory. So we have here a basic network topology. In this network topology we have here our server. And here we have the network firewall. So this Windows or this laptop is our is connected to our internal network. So this laptop we're gonna use as an external machine for testing the connection from outside of our network for remote VPN. So first of all, we're going to talk about a little bit about the remote VPN. So remote VPN is going to be used for a secure connection. For example, a user from any location or any city or any country, if they want to make a secure connection to the company network or to home network, so then if they use VPN, their connection will be secure and safe. So that's what we're gonna do today. Normally, when the firewall receive a request from the outside network or from the internet, or it gonna test against the local database. So if the user send request to the firewall to make connection to the internal network, the firewall gonna check against the local database. But what we're gonna do today, we will not create a local database in the firewall, but we will use an external database such as Microsoft Active Directory here. So we're gonna create all a username and password, and we're gonna store all the information inside this external server. So what's gonna happen? So in this case, when the remote user, the VPN user, for example, user from any country or any city, they want to make connection with this web server or a file server or to with in this internal network. If they send a request to the firewall gonna pass those requests to the Active Directory, to this server, to check if the username and the password exist inside this server. If those username and password exist inside this server, and then the server will send a reply back to the firewall and gonna tell to the firewall, hey firewall, yes, I know that the username and that password exist in this database, so let him in. So that's what we're gonna do today. So one thing I'm gonna tell, that most of the configuration I did it before, because if I do in one video, it's gonna take more time. So for example, I have configured here this server, such as an FTP server, web server, DNS server, and also for authentication. Uh, those things is already done before, and also the configuration between this web server and also the firewall to communicate with each other. When the firewall receives a request from the user, it should pass to this server, and the server should send reply back to the firewall, and then the firewall is going to give a permission. So if the user name and the password exist inside this, and those things is already done. So uh, the last part is what we're going to do today. We will configure just a remote VPN inside this firewall, and then we're going to test from this external machine, and this machine spell rules such as a user from internet or from any location. Then we're going to test it from this machine if we are able to get access to this internal network and opening our web server on FTP server. So let's start with the configuration. So this is our firewall. So Okay, now we need to make. Okay, enable to the outside interface. It's already enabled. Now we have to add the image. Now we're gonna create a group policy. We're gonna add our DNS server. So you see this is the IP address of our server, and this IP address is also the IP address of our DNS server. This IP address gonna use for multiple servers such as DNS, web, and FTP. We're gonna see that later. So now I'm gonna enter the IP address of the tunnel protocol. Gonna use full tunnel. So that is SSL client. So it means that the user need to install some software and getting also virtual network card adapter. So here we're gonna add our VPN access list. So this means that every you're gonna allow yeah, with this one we're gonna specify that traffic is allowed by VPN access list, and those traffic should be allowed to the network. So that part is also done. Now we're going to create a tunnel group. It's going to be a remote access. Now we're going to the address pool which we created before. Authentication server group, we're going to use our LDAP server. Yes, this one is the name of our LDAP server. Default group policy is going to be our VPN which we created before. This one is we're going to see on the drop down menu when the user want to sign to the network. We're going to give a username VPN users. So I think our VPN configuration is already done. So now we're going to test this one. We have configured here on the firewall. You see that our firewall, this is the gateway and this is the outside IP address 200.100.50.2. This is the outside IP address, and I'm going to show this IP address. Show interface IP brief. So you see this address 200.150.2. That's the outside IP address, and this is the internal network, the gateway for the internal network. So this is IP address. So now we're gonna make a connection from here from Windows 2 machine. Let me open this Windows 2 machine. Here is our network. So but let me say something here. So just before, you see currently this machine, this is Windows 2 machine, and this machine have currently only one network, one adapter. You see this one is, and I get an IP address, and this is the IP address, and this is also the gateway for this machine, and this machine is this machine and connected to this router. Now so what we're gonna do, we're gonna test our connection with the internet. You see that we have connectivity with internet. We get reply back from Google DNS server. This one is okay. You see that here in this network, this is our server, and this is the IP address of our DNS server, and also this IP address is also for all other servers. But now, because now we are not using, currently we are not using the VPN. If we send a ping to that to that machine, it will not get a reply back from that machine. You see, request timeout. It means we don't have connectivity with our DNS server or web server. So later we're going to see if we make connection with using a VPN, and then we will be able to get a reply back from this server. What I'm going to do now, if we open, so we're gonna make a connection to the IP address of our firewall. As I mentioned before, this IP address 200.150.2, this IP address is the IP address of our firewall. So now we're gonna make connection with this IP address. We need to download some software, the image we added on the firewall. So it will not work. I need to put here also, I forget to add also S. Now it should work. Yeah, you see, secure connection. Okay, now we're gonna say, yeah, you see it ask a VPN user, these things we added on the firewall. So it asks a username. So now we're gonna use user one. I'm gonna tell you now the user one. Before I enter these things, I will show you this user on the Active Directory. Where is our Active Directory? Yes, yeah. Yeah, you see, I have here created a different group and also added a user on different group. So you see, we have here a computer user, and we have FTP user. So we have IT user, and this for elder. So the user one I added already. User one, this user, and user one is all part of FTP. We have the ability to make connection with FTP server. So that user exists inside this Active Directory. You see, that's what I said before, that we're gonna create the database in Active Directory, and using Active Directory as for authentication. That's why if I show you right now the firewall, we don't have user one and the firewall. I'm gonna show you right now, just a moment. So here is our firewall. So if we check show run username, so you see that we have only one user, and that's also the username, and the name of the user is Cisco, and it is the password, and password is also encrypted. So we have only one user and the firewall, but we don't have the user one. So we have here this user. You see, first name is user one, and the last name I put it PC, and this is the display name. So now we're gonna make a VPN connection using this user. Later we're gonna try also with another user. So first of all, let's try with this user one. See, user one. And before I make connection, I will show you one thing more, so you can see that show. You see that there are presently no active session. We have no connection, nobody connected using VPN. You see, after, if we make a connection with the user one, and then you will see here that we're gonna see that user one is connected here. So we're gonna see now we are connected. Yes, okay, we're gonna allow this. We connect anyway. Not for this. Okay. Cisco and connect. We're gonna close this. We don't need it anymore. So this is this software I downloaded before. It's connected directly right now. So I'm going to make disconnect this one. uh, you see that the program okay. Now what we're gonna do, this is the software programmer. Now I'm gonna make a new connection. It's gonna ask me, yeah. So now I'm gonna use here user one, and we're gonna enter the password for this user. Try again. Yeah, you see our connection is established. So now we connected from this machine to using VPN, and as I told before that here in this machine was only one network adapter, but now if I run the command, you see that we have two network adapter. It should be two. You see this just a little bit with some more information we're gonna get. You see this one is also this is the physical adapter from this machine. As I mentioned it before, with the gateway was this one and DNS was this one. So, and here the another one, this one is from VPN. You see that this IP address we get it from our VPN port, and this one is our DNS server. You see this IP address 192.168.10.1. This one is the IP address of our machine. So now we can see also here, if you go network sharing center to the adapter setting, you see that we have here two network adapters. This is not so good. Yeah, this one is the physical and this is the virtual adapter. This one is used will be used by a VPN, and this one is the physical. So if we check back here our VPN, go to the setting, you see that we have here, if you go to the router, you see we have uh, two routers. One is a non-secure router and the another one is a secure router. This router is VPN router. So when if the user want to make connection with the company network or with the home network, uh, such as like this one, the user is currently now logged in and using this machine. This machine is outside of this network, and it can be another city, another country. It doesn't matter from which location the user want. So if this configuration, if this system is built, and then doesn't matter how far or from which country is, then the user make connection with the internal network. So that's here you can have multiple network, multiple devices. Yeah, but this is just a demo and just a basic network topology. We have only one simple server and one another machine just to test something internal. So that's why now we are connected from using VPN from this machine to this network. Before you remember that before when I send it a ping to that network, it was not successful. Now if we send ping to 192.1, or before I send the ping, I will show one more thing in the firewall. Now we are going back to the firewall. You see, I run before this command was no sessions, and now if I run, and you see that there is one, and that is the user one. We're going to see the name also. You see, this is the username is user1, and that is the IP address of the user. Get it from our VPN pool. So, and it is the group policy, and it is also the tunnel group. It is VPN tunnel group. We name it in the configuration. We use this name. You can give any name you want. So that is it. So, and we can see that when it logged in, you see just 3 minutes ago, almost 4 minutes ago. There is one thing I will make here. Capture VPN. In destination, we're going to put it to our VPN 20. Show capture VPN. You see, now we have nothing. If we uh, go back to this machine, the remote machine, if we send some ping command to that, to our web server or DNS server, one 216 Yeah, there's something wrong. It's not so good. Let me check the firewall. Yeah, here something is not good. So now I'm gonna open to see that what's wrong here. Actually, it is okay. Just a second. It seems that now it should work now. Okay, if to make sure these things, I'm gonna send to one thing from here. Yeah, we have connected it. Okay, now it should work. If we go back here, okay. Um, just a minute. I'm gonna make a stop the VPN connection. I will try again. Okay, if I say now the thing, I I understand now what is wrong. I forget one thing to yeah. Just a moment to make sure that I added. Yeah. Okay. Now it should work. It was a big mistake. Okay. Anyway, now we're gonna test it. Now it should work. You see? Now we get a reply back. So yeah, sometime. And now if you go back to the firewall, you see how many connection. You see that this machine with this IP address send it echo request to our DNS server and get in reply back. This is our communication. So now what we're gonna do more, we will go back to our server, our machine, remote VPN machine. So you see, remember before I have created many website and also FTP server. Now we're gonna check if we can reach our web server or our internal web server or also FTP server. So if we refresh this page, this should work now. So I think I need to yes, we are connected, but our web server is not reachable. So just a moment. IT test. Now we're gonna check this one. Yes, this one is well reachable. You see, this is yeah. I don't know why the another one is not. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel this one. I'm gonna try first the another one. What's wrong with the another one? Why we don't get access? I will go back to the server to check that website. So yeah, you see that our server is now running. If you check restart one time. Okay, now we did it restart. So now we're gonna back. You're gonna close this. So we're gonna reopen. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna okay. Yeah, you see, we restarted. We now we get it. This is our website. So now we're gonna do also for the another website. Remember, this website is for available or accessible for all the user from the network, or the user who make a VPN connection for all. And I have also two other websites, and the other two websites is only for specific user reachable. So you can make also the decision. For example, you can build here in this machine you can build also the web server, and also you can make also FTP server, file server. So you can choose that which user should be able to reach those web server or those specific file server. So you can put different file or document. So and then you apply a security policy here, and then uh, you can specify which user should get access to those files. You can share with specific user. Now I have here one website. We have here multiple websites. The first website was test container. If you see that that website, this is a www.testcontainer. This is our main website. You see, welcome to this web page, and this web page is accessible for everybody who log in and using VPN, and also for enter. So if you click, and then again the page will be open. So and I have also another website, and that website is only reachable for a specific user. For example, that is IT test container. This another website. You see, this website gonna ask you username and password. This one is not now I'm gonna back to here to the machine, to our Windows server. So I'm gonna show you here in this server. Yeah, here you see, for the IT user, we have here one user. We're gonna create here one user. Or before I create here, I'm gonna back here. Just a moment. If I enter user admin one, you see I'm not able. If I enter user from another group, for example, I have here different user. If I enter one of these user one, user two, three, four. If I enter this user, it will not work. Just I will show you right now. Just a moment. If we change the user, we say user one. Also not working. So if I go back to the Windows server, and we see that I have here also IT computer user. If I put it this user, you see this is also another user. This is full first name is test one, and the last name space. If I enter this username, it will not work also. We go back here. If we enter test one, you see it is also not working. The why not working? Because the reason is that our website is only reachable for a specific user, not for all the user. So we have created here uh, a security, you see security group, and in this security group we're gonna add some user, and then that user will be able to reach that website. So now I'm gonna create here a new user. I'm gonna name it IT2, because the IT1 is already exist. You see, if you see here, IT1 is already exist. And the last name I'm gonna give a PC. All of the users yeah, have the same last name, so to make easy. So now the user logon name gonna be IT2. IT2. This is gonna be okay. Next. So no, the user should not be able to change their password, and the password should not be expired. So now I'm gonna enter here the password for this user. So you see now I entered it here. We're gonna next. This one is done. So now we're gonna add this user to this security group, and then this user will be able. So to do that, you just click it here, and then we go to the account setting, and then where is the account? No, member, and then we're gonna add it. This one, advanced. We're gonna search it. The name was IT2. Yeah, IT user. Yeah, IT user. It should be added to this group. Okay. Okay. You see, this is part of this security group, IT user. Okay. Apply. Apply. You see, if we go here, if we go to the member, you see that IT2. We have IT1 and IT2. Only this user, these two user will be able to get access to the IT website. Now we're gonna close this. Now we're gonna go back to our to our machine. Where is our machine? Yeah, here. Now we're gonna try the another website, it test.nl. You see it's gonna ask. Now we created the user. So now we're gonna it2. So now we're gonna enter the password. You see now. You see now we are able to reach this website. You see, welcome to this web page. This is only for test. Click on the below link. This is ittest.nl, but this one is www.test.nl, and we have here ittest.nl. If you click, and another web page will be open. You see, this website is only accessible for a specific user, and also if we disconnect the VPN. Now we're gonna disconnect the VPN, so we make with another user. So now, for example, if we sign in with we make again connection. So now I'm gonna use, instead of admin one, I'm gonna use the user one. You see, before it was not successful. Now we're gonna try this one again. And we're gonna see that with it. Yeah, you see now this user is if we go to the firewall. Now we go back to the firewall. If we check the so okay. Now you see that we have user one here, because they are all using the same machine, and they have the same IP address. That's why. So you see, just raw just 23 yeah 23 seconds ago, sign it with VPN. So now you see, if I refresh this page will not display anymore, because now I'm with another user. Just a moment. If I remove everything, the computer memory gonna save every information. So now we need to remove this one also. Again, one more time. Clear everything. Yes, everything is cleared. Now we're gonna, I think I have it here in the background. This one also should remove everything. Yes, done. So now if we open, I sometime it work. If we're gonna test, yeah, you see now it's not working again, asking a username. So now I sign it with another user with username. You see that we saw it on the firewall, that this user. So now if I after I enter this username, user one, not working. So now we're gonna use IT2, IT1. You see now it will work. You see only the user from IT group, only the user from IT group will be able to get access to this website. That's how you can apply the policy, which user getting access on which part of your network, on which website, on which file. So now I have also another website, and the another website is also computer, only computer test. This one is also asking a username. Now we will go back and our Windows server machine. You see in the server machine we have here only special container. In this container we have a special user, and these two user only will be able to get that one. You see we have also here a security group. If you go to this security group, we have added only test 1 and test 2. Only these two users should be getting access to that website. I'm gonna add one more just for the testing, like what we did it before. I'm gonna create a new user. We're gonna use test test 3, and the last name gonna be Pese. So test user logon name gonna be test 3, the same. No, you can, yeah, this and this the same. You can make this here different if you want, but it doesn't problem. This part is important, the user getting signed. So now this one is the user logon name. We're going to create this. User should not be able to change their password, and password not expire. Okay, now we have another one here, confirm. Okay, these things is done. So but remember, user 1 user 2 is part of this security group, but user 3 is not yet. We have to add this one also. We're gonna remember, and we're gonna I'm gonna show you the different way. Now we're gonna go back here to our security group. We're gonna member, and we're gonna add from here. So now we're gonna search, cancel this one, uh, test test 1, test 2, test 3. You see username 1 and 2 already was there, and we're gonna add this one. So now I'm gonna click OK here. So apply. Yeah, you see that we have user 1, test 1, test 2, test 3. So now only the user from this security group, from the computer security group, these three users should be able to get the website of computer. Now we go back to our machine, and we're gonna sign here. For example, for just for the testing, we're gonna use some user from here, from IT. We see IT1 and IT2. Now we're gonna try, and I'm sure that will not work. IT1. You see this one is not working. If you use IT2, and this one is also not working, because the user from the IT group only should be able to get the IT uh, website. The user from if we enter the test, because the last user we created was test 3, this user should be able to get access, because this website is only for this group. Now you see, welcome to this web page. This is only for test. Click on the link below. Computer test. So you see now we have here IT test functional, and we have here computer test functional, and also we have another, and that is also www.test functional. We have here this website is for all the user, reachable, accessible, and this website computer test functional is only reachable for a specific user, and this one is also reachable only for a specific for IT group, and this website is only for computer group, and those group we have created here. You remember we have computer user and we have also IT user. Now we tested our website, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna also test our FTP server. We have created also an FTP server. Let's just quickly check our FTP server. So now if I open here, we can reach also from here, no problem. Our FTP server also using the same IP address as our website DNS server. So now we're gonna do FTP. So you see that is coming. I tested before. You see this one is also our FTP. You see our FTP server is also asking for the username. Now it is also the same for this, also the same process. We have here only FTP user. All user belong to this security group and belong to this container of FTP user. They will be able to get access to the FTP file. Other user not. I'm going to show you that FTP also here. It is FTP data. Look at, we have only one folder and also two other. This one is text file, and this one is also for the image. We have only three items. We have only one folder, 1 2 3, and inside this folder we have only one text document. This is our FTP data file. Now what I'm gonna do, and we are in this machine. You see 192.168, it's our web server. So IP address what you. Now I'm gonna back to this machine, and as I said that only this user should be able. If I use user from the computer test 1 2 3, or if I use the IT 1 2, this will not work. We're gonna test that. If I put IT1 the username, you see it is not working. If I put IT2, also not working. But what about the another user, the last user, test 3? It will not work also. No, not working. How about the correct user? If we go here, if we put user 1, this user, this all gonna work. Now we're gonna try one of those. We go back to this machine. We're gonna put user 1, and then we're gonna enter. You see now we have three. There was three items, and one was for the image, and one was the text, and one was the folder. Inside this folder was also one text document. Yeah, asking again. Oh, I put it the wrong way. You see, the username was not sure. Yeah, you see, this is only for the test. So this is how we get an access to our FTP server. Now if I go back to the firewall, if I show you here what we have here about the connection, you see that this user is logged in, and it's almost help. So what we're gonna do, you can see that we have here different kind of connection. So we have also connection from this machine, from remote machine, using this port and connected to here, and also it's 53, it is the DNS. So we should have also for the web server. If we scroll down, we should have also for the port 80, I think so, somewhere you see here we have from the same IP address from the same machine using this port, and also connected to the web server using port 80. And also we should have FTP, because we did it also FTP port 21. We should have also port 21. You see that we tried many times here also. For that we go down a little bit, because the last we did it for the FTP. We should see also port 21 somewhere. Yeah, port 80 we tried many times. So oh, it's a lot of created a lot of yeah, here you see from this IP address using this port and connected to our FTP server, and this is port 21. You see this is the connection. We have here many connection, and this is how the things work here. So the user now, you see this user getting access these three items was in the file, but he cannot delete. Now if I try to delete this one, it will not work. It asks me again. Yeah, deny. I'm not allowed to remove. All the file is here, but I can create my if I want, I can create a new one here. You see, I can create this one is so, but I can remove from myself. If every user can delete their own file and their own folder, but cannot remove or delete the file from another in the network. So this is how you see that what we did. So we have configured here DNS server, web server, FTP server, and for authentication, you remember that all those user was inside of this web server, not in the us and this firewall. So the user make connection from here and getting access here using the VPN and getting access to the web server, file server, and you can make a decision. So which user should get access to which file or folder, uh, or on which web server. This you can specify and you can make the decision. So this is the nice part. So actually everybody, or if you want to make this system in your home, you can do it also for yourself. So then you don't need to use public cloud such as Google Cloud or Dropbox or iCloud to store your document, your photos, or a file, or etc., or any information. You can build this system, and you can you, yeah, you can store everything you have. You can use your own file server, your own cloud. So, and this is, and you can also protect with the firewall. So this is the firewall, and the firewall block everything from the outside. It allow only specific user to get access to this network. And also your connection from because you saw that I showed before that by VPN you have one full tunnel, and with the full tunnel the computer gonna need a software such as we install it. I installed before this software. If I show you this software, So this software you needed to install in your machine. I did before because the installation take a little bit time. So you're gonna make a VPN secure connection. So now if I go to the internet, then my computer use another the physical net adapter, and it's gonna use this route. But if I go to the company network, or the network which we build it here, and then it's gonna use this secure router. So everything gonna be encrypted. Encrypted means that you have if you have a sentence, if you have a word, letters, everything you have it, it's gonna scramble. So if the hacker get access, they cannot read what is that. So that's the good part of the VPN. This is the standard for today, this VPN configuration. So now we see that if we go check and in the OSA. So for uh, for the user show run, you see we have only one user exists inside the firewall, but all other user which we use it for the connection, all of them, all those user was inside of this active directory. And that's how the VPN work, and how actually we're gonna test also from this machine. This was from outside, from internet. It can be any city, any country, anywhere. But now we're gonna also just a quick test for from internal, that our thing is also work without VPN from internal machine. Now this is the Windows 1 machine. Now if I go to Windows 1 machine, uh, you see user 1. This is also part of the network domain. Test user, you see this is welcome. So now I am here, and this so yeah, now if you see the IP address, this machine get an 192.168.2, and this one is also the gateway. It's the DNS server. So what we're gonna do, if we open the Internet Explorer, now if we trying to make access to those web server, www test.nl, you see now we're gonna get access without VPN. We do not use VPN. We don't have here VPN. You see, without VPN we're gonna get internally. And also if we try to get access to IT test.nl, it's gonna ask a username. So I'm gonna quickly add IT1, the username, password. You see we get here back. And also if I go to another website, computer test.nl, it's going to ask. So this was mm, test 3. You remember the last user we created. Yeah, you see now we can reach this. This was without authentication. This website was available for everybody, for intern or for VPN user, for everybody. But this website was only for the user from the IT groups, and we sign it IT1 the user was, and this one is only for the computer group, and we sign it with the username test3. You remember test3 was part of that. And also we can here do an FTP exactly the same for the another, no different, but the only thing is that here is FTP. If we it's gonna ask my username, and I'm gonna sign with the user one. You see now we are reaching exactly the same. So this machine is Windows 1 and this machine is also here locally. So this was our video for the today. So we created here FTP server, web server, DNS, and authentication was also we use it for the authentication, this web server, and this is our firewall. And we configure VPN, and the user can get access to this machine, and also in turn also they're gonna get access to the web server. So you can build this system for your home if you want, and also for the company. So this was the video for today, and I hope that enjoying. Uh, so bye bye.